based on everyone's favorite subject, English, grammar, and also the idea of appropriating text. So a couple of my students are here. You guys get A's. And they can tell you that when I say I appropriated text, what I mean is that I borrowed it because I really, really needed it to make something new and cool. It is not the same thing as stealing. Seriously. So some of this language is from the textbook I use in my ESL classes, and some is from a book of poetry that a good friend of mine wrote, and he said I could take whatever I wanted. I don't know if he meant it. We'll find out. His book is for sale, so if you like what you read, let me know, and I'll tell you how to buy it. And then you'll be able to find out if I'm a thief or a writer, or both. All right, the first poem starts with the first lesson that I taught my kids, and it's about the present real conditional. This exercise requires a condition and a result, an if, and the promise that follows. A belief that what's real now will stay real always. In the present, we know general truths, scientific facts. We know these phenomena do not change. Examples. Before the rain, the sky goes gray. If I drop a glass on the floor, it breaks. The heart can beat, even if separated from its body. Habits are any events that are likely to happen many times. Let us choose when to begin our present real conditionals. When I sleep, I think too. When I sleep, I dream. If I dream, I wake. It is early in the morning. I am alone with the birds and the failing dark and the tired edges of habitual dreams. Modals change the meaning of any result. If the heart has access to an electric current, it should survive in any environment. We use modals to give advice. We use the imperative to limit options, to create conditions under which a partner would carry out any demand in the result clause. If the robots attack, blow up the building. If disaster strikes, stay calm. We can restate some commands to include the word then. We can reverse the order. This is the exercise for Grammar Note 3. I hope you all did your homework. Start by making a list of topics that remain unchanging over time. Your book lists the following examples: the earth, the sun, the moon. Also, oceans, rivers, trees, animals, and fish. Perhaps you dislike these examples. Perhaps you disagree. I suspect you believe the opposite and wish to argue that the earth and fish do not, in fact, stay unchanged over time. I suggest you focus on the task at hand. We are not concerned with logic. You came here to learn grammar. Those are the only rules you need to obey. Write a scientific fact and a physical fact on the board. The earth moves around the sun. Ice floats on the water. Fish cannot survive on dry land. Write more sentences using the simple present. Share what you have written. I listen, even though I do not understand. Exercise to practice present and future time. Write past, present, and future in your notebook. Think about all each word represents. Each of these forms has multiple meanings. Begin with the simple present, divided into 3 parts. 1, general truth. 2, habitual action, and 3, the state of being. Find examples for each category. Label your examples. Move from the present to the present progressive. It encompasses both now and later. It helps you reach into the future. Can you explain how? Now pretend you need to narrate a series of actions. Would you begin in the present or the past? Next, write 5 narrative sentences in your notebook using the simple past. Rewrite each verb in the simple present. How has your story changed? Remember, moving through time is always difficult. It causes headaches, dizziness, and habitual nosebleeds. You will want to narrate these events in sequence. Be careful not to use a simple present for actions which began in the past and are continuing now. That would ruin everything. Object relative, subject relative. A recitation is something spoken from memory. It is a place where life is lived intensely. Notice, place and where both mean the same thing. The oblique is never expressed in a direct way. I donated blood for him. I gave my book to him. I wrote about him. I had lunch with his wife. I refuse to explain how these things occurred. This activity is similar to activity recorded in a previous expedition. You may remember that some nouns refer to places, while others refer to times. It is always appropriate to use when and where with these expressions. Location cannot exist outside our understanding of spatial relationships. Look at the big house. Anna lives there. Look at the big house where Anna lives. In this example, Anna is no longer the subject. A relative pronoun starts the clause within the main clause. Make up more examples. He's a star. I met the star. He's the star. Whom, that I met. I read the book. She wrote the book. I read the book that she wrote. After each, draw a long blank. Review the concept of identifying and non-identifying clauses. Fill in the blanks. That's the one. That's the man. That's the speech that evokes that place. He needed blood. He hated everything. Every object, every subject occupies a space controlled by relativity. Choose their substitutes carefully. Try to restate these ideas in your own words.